Hi, my name is Mike Wagner. We're here at NAB 2017 at the Arri booth. I'm the Senior Product Manager for Arri Lighting, and we've got a brand new firmware update for the SkyPanel line this year. So this is SkyPanel firmware update 3.0, and we've got 10 amazing new features packed into the firmware update, and I'll kind of want to show you some of them right now. So the first one is, the big feature is lighting effects. So these are 12 pre-programmed lighting effects built into every SkyPanel. So you can just go into the menu and scroll through the different effects. We have candle, clouds passing, club lights, color chase, cop car, fire, fireworks, light strobe, lightning, paparazzi, pulsing, and television. So I'll show you a couple of those now. A crowd favorite is always the cop car effect. So if I turn on the cop car effect, you could see on the wall behind that the two halves of the SkyPanel are actually flashing different colors to mimic a cop car. There's a couple of different parameters I could change here. I could have just blue on either side, that makes a European police car. I could do red and blue, or blue and white, or red, blue, and white. And then once I find the color combination I like, I could also change the flash pattern. So single flashes, 1 to 1, double, quint, or quad. And so I could really customize the effect to make it the way that I want, and then I could just have that effect run, or I could store it in a preset for recalling it at a later point. Let's take another look at a different effect. How about fire is a very popular one. So with fire, you get a very nice movement of the light. Actually, the different light engines are doing different things to really give the feeling of a dynamic moving flame. With this effect, it has two parameters. You could change the color temperature range, warmer, neutral, or cooler. I could also adjust the speed of the effect. So if I want a nice calm fire, like in a fireplace, I could have a low speed setting, or I could go for a raging fire with a high speed setting. I'll show you one more effect, and then I'll talk about the other features. One of the other popular effects is the paparazzi effect, and that mimics the flash bulb of a photographer. So of course I could set the speed or the frequency of how many flashes per minute I get, and I could go from a different types of bulbs, so like a flash bulb, like an older bulb from the 20s, or I could do a modern bulb, which is a much more staccato burst of light. So these are just some of the effects in the new firmware 3.0, but let's go to a different feature here. I'll turn off this effect. And the SkyPanel is able to reproduce many different types of color. So what we wanted to do was give another way of selecting color, and so we've made a feature called source matching. What source matching is actually we've actually measured different light sources in the world around us and then pre-programmed those light sources into the SkyPanel. So you can have light sources like tungsten or halogen. We've got different types of fluorescent like warm white and cool white and bright white. We have different discharge sources such as HMI, high and low pressure sodium vapor, metal halide, and even xenon. And then we have an other category where we have a couple of fun ones like gas fire or sunlight. We have mobile phone, computer monitor, electroluminescence, blowtorch. So there's 46 different light sources programmed into the SkyPanel, and you could very quickly call up one. So you can imagine if you're on set shooting outside on the street and you've got a sodium vapor light coming down on you, you can match that light source simply by dialing up the sodium vapor preset in the SkyPanel and have that in just a matter of moments. The other major feature in firmware 3.0 is a high speed mode. So with the SkyPanel, you've always been able to shoot up to about 200 frames per second very safely in a normal mode. But for those who want to shoot very high frame rates, we come up with the high speed mode. So now you could shoot virtually any frame rate and any shutter angle without any kind of image anomalies. So we've tested it up to 25,000 frames per second and down to 2-degree shutter angle, and the image is rock solid. So those are the main features. We've got a few other ones as well, such as RGBW control on board. So it used to be just DMX, but now we have onboard control. We have an RGBW calibrated space as well. We have SACN programmed into the light, so that's a protocol that you can control the light over Ethernet with a lighting console. We have a SkyPanel web server, so each device, if you're on a network, you can connect with the Ethernet, a SkyPanel to a network, and it has its own IP address. If you type in that IP address into any web browser, whether it be on your phone or PC, the SkyPanel will actually generate a website that will allow you to control and change all of the parameters of the SkyPanel, including settings, but also some light intensity, and you can even trigger the effects through this web page. We have more presets and a lot of other features as well. So if you're interested, you want to learn more about Firmware 3.0, you could go to our website, which is www.arri.com/SkyPanelEffects, and you could even download the firmware update for free and load it onto the SkyPanel starting today here at NAB. So enjoy Firmware 3.0, and thanks for joining us.